What's up YouTube? Welcome to Talk Malcolm Talk, so let's talk. Well, first off, on Monday Night Raw, the curb stomp came back. Wow, did not see that coming. Which I believe Michael Cole then called it a blackout instead of a curb stomp, which sounds a lot better. It just wouldn't sound right to say curb stomp on Martin Luther King Day. Also during a commercial for the Raw 25th anniversary, they said a couple more superstars are gonna be there, including the name Trish Stratus. I wasn't even looking at the television, but when I heard that, whoa, that turned my head real quick. But they also said another guy that's gonna be there who was just in, Japan, Chris Jericho. It's important to talk about it only because Chris Jericho just started a new feud with Naito and New Japan's New Year Dash, which is like the Raw after WrestleMania. Setting up a feud that will probably either happen at Dominion or the next New Japan America show. That honestly sounds really cool. Start New Japan at the start of the year, then went to WWE, back to New Japan, probably end up back in WWE sometime at the end of this year as well. I want to see that happen. I'll probably be like the only guy that's ever done that in history. Just another reason Chris Jericho's a GOAT. Also on SmackDown Live last night, we saw a brand new United States Champion crowned in Bobby Roode. Now at first it was supposed to be the finals was going to happen at the Royal Rumble, but then it was pushed back to SmackDown before the Rumble, which is in Washington DC. That's where I'm from. What's up? Also, I'm not going to SmackDown, so don't try to find me. It's not going to be me if you find me. So if you see me, it's not me. Run. So first they went from having it at the pay-per-view to the show before the pay-per-view to the show before the show before the pay-per-view. Okay, well, why couldn't it be at the Rumble? But for some reason they wanted to do it this week, which is alright, I guess. Bobby Roode's the new US champion. I like Bobby Roode. Now also it was broken this week that apparently Paige is done as an in-ring competitor. We all know about the injury that she had against Sasha Banks at a live event, where basically Sasha Banks kind of just gave her like the knees in the corner, hitting the back of the head. She kind of just fell and couldn't get up. Apparently she had a stinger to the back of the neck, kind of like the injury that took out Edge, which most people are describing it or comparing it to be. But as of right now, she's retired from WWE as an in-ring competitor. And based off all those rumors of like when she wanted to quit WWE and all that kind of stuff last year, around then they said her contract didn't end until 2019, so she can't wrestle until then. What are they gonna do with her? Because Absolution is not gonna last that much longer. Like, I give it 2-3 more months max. It is really sad though, because she's only 25 years old. Like, that's so young. You're retired. Like, who retires at 25? If the injury really is that serious, I'd rather see her not wrestle and be healthy instead of leave WWE, go wrestle and get hurt and get to something that's too serious of like her not being able to move her neck or something like that. Of her being like paralyzed neck down or something. That is not worth it. I'd rather see you retired. I love Paige. She's accomplished a lot in WWE. Really wish she could have won that Raw Women's title before. But I'd rather see her be healthy than be, paralyzed or just really hurt or injured. Also, there's been a few WWE signees that are going to Performance Center soon, that being multi-time tag team champion War Machine, Mae Young competitor and one half of the greatest mixed match challenge tag team ever, the world's cutest couple, Candice LeRae. I'm just saying, you could shoot her up to the main roster without having to do all this NXT business. She could just come up, rumble, please. And very good flippy person, really good flippy person. He does cool flips. Ricochet. Another guy, he doesn't really need NXT like that, but if you want to send him there, it's all cool. Just promise me one thing. Just because he could do a cool flip and stuff doesn't mean he's a cruiserweight. Now for more serious, life-changing stuff, which is never fun. Over the past weekend after a SmackDown Live event in Texas, Jey Uso, who's one half of the tag team champions, was arrested for a DWI, which also is a DUI. It just depends on the state. Some people say DUI, some people say DWI, okay? He was driving, he was drinking, he was, a little tipsy with it, and then he got, cuffed. The mugshots and all that kind of stuff came out. I'm pretty sure you guys probably seen it by now. Also, people were wondering, is there gonna be repercussions because, he got arrested and stuff, and he's a tag team champion in WWE. Will they have to take the titles off of them? They were on SmackDown. Either that was pre-taped, which I don't see why that little segment would have been pre-taped, or he was at SmackDown. Also, it was his first offense, which is like a misdemeanor. He might have his license suspended for a year, which is not that bad. I mean, it sucks, but it's not that bad. But he won't have to go to jail, which is, a lot better. Take my license, drop the soap. Nah, take the license. I don't need to drive. Word of advice, Jay, in some places, Lyft is cheaper than Uber. And now for the final two things, which are really just, whew, this is a little sketchy. Apparently the steroid dealer actually kind of released some names of like his customers who was purchasing some stuff to, put in the little body, make the muscle a little bigger. You know what I'm trying to say? He name dropped some people. Snitch? Snitch. Why? Why you gotta talk? Where he dropped the names Mark Wahlberg, which I watched Pain and Gain. That's all I'm gonna say. And WWE Superstar Intercontinental Champion Roman Reigns. I believe his name is Robert Rodriguez. He's actually one half or co-owner of Iron Addicts Gym in Florida, which I know a lot of people are saying like, oh my god, CT Fletcher, what you doing? Not CT, this is the Iron Addicts in Florida, not in, you know, Compton. Don't do that. That's my grandfather. CT's my guy. But Rodriguez did drop a lot of names of customers that he had that were purchasing steroids and stuff. And he actually talked about Roman Reigns for a little bit. That was all in an interview that's actually on YouTube that you guys can go watch, which I'll link down in the description as well. Now remember, this guy was just convicted and jailed. Let's not act like he's Wikipedia and knows all the answers. You know what I'm trying to say? He can easily be lying, but that's a weird combination of people to say. Mark Wahlberg, Roman Reigns. What? And I know someone's gonna say, but Roman was suspended last year. This has to be it, right? Not last year, 2016, but when he was suspended, it was for Adderall. That's not steroids. Learn your drugs, kids. Don't do that. But everyone's innocent until proven guilty. So Roman, I felt your shoulder one time. Seemed natural to me. Maybe not. Who knows? How much do you Arnold press? Like use like the 80s and kind of just hit it like that? Ooh, ah. And the final thing, which is really a little controversial, is some sexual harassment. That's not fun. And all this allegations and whatnot come from the British professional wrestling scene. Founder of IPW UK, Daniel Elder, actually has come down with a little bit of some scandals. Apparently sexual harassment of many underage females, which, dude, I'm actually being serious. That's just, dude, look at you. Come on, Tinder works. Why? That's, no, dirty. Including a female that was trained to become a professional wrestler. And that young lady does actually plan on taking that case to like a whole new level of like, you know, court documentation and all this legal stuff. Something you're not used to, sir. And IPW UK put out a statement completely supporting her. There's also been wrestlers, including Will Ospreay, who tweeted out discussing anyone that wrestles for this man, just cut ties with him right now. Which a lot of people have. Danny, you dirty. That's wrong. Also, former Progress wrestler James Davis actually was accused of being in an abusive relationship with a young lady that's also underage. Please tell me what part of your brain said that's right to do. These are common sense things that most people should have. So yeah, guys, it's a video we really enjoyed. Kind of ended on a bad note. Drugs, sex. Wow. All things I feel like we should be able to say and understand with common sense, but there's people that don't. You guys deserve a good spot. Tell them what they got, Johnny. Well, thank you, Malcolm, Daniel, James. Let me tell you something real quick. For your actions of being with people that are underage, that's disgusting. Sexual harassment, that's just wrong. And abusive relationships, that's just stupid. You two have won a brand new spot in